Welcome to the forecast. To my right, we have AP himself. Alex, how you doing?
Hello, everyone.
And to my left, we have Garrett. Garrett, how's it going?
I'm swell.
You are swell. Today is February 7th, 2018, the first February. Damn it. The first Wednesday in February.
The first February of the year.
Happens every week. That's what this show's about. It's about me messing up. That's what it's about. We can tell you the comics coming out in your local comic book shop. We'll start first with Dark Horse Comics. We were talking about before the show. No one's really getting these books anymore. So I really can't say. There's a new number 1 if you want to get that. Otherwise, Tomb Raider Survivors Crusade 3 or 4, that's almost done. So here's the Dark Horse Comics. There you go. I like Dark Horse. They're coming for a renaissance. I heard Disney signed a deal with them. All these Disney comics coming out through Dark Horse. They didn't trust Marvel with that, obviously. Disney buys out Marvel and says, "Oh no, but wait, you guys make comics? Oh, we didn't know that. Okay, Dark Horse, you want to sell our comics? Okay, so now Dark Horse is selling their comics. So we'll see that. First one coming out, Frozen. Alex, you gonna get that? Frozen?
Of course. I hope it has another, connects to that second movie. It'd be great.
Hopefully, I'm hoping it's a spin-off about the Olaf. That's what I'm hoping for, because obviously that short that they made, everybody loved it. I didn't hear one negative thing about that short.
Olaf's Frozen Adventure.
Yeah. DC Comics, here we go. Bane Conquest 9-12. This is the comic that's been coming out forever. Chuck Dixon and Graham Nolan, the two creators of Bane. Are they the creators or just the most known for Bane?
Creators.
Oh, he's just right there. Co-creators. Garrett, how's this book going so far? 9-12. We're ramping up to the end. We're the final third of this book. Excuse me, final fourth. And how's it going so far? A little long in the tooth, or is it still great?
It's starting to get a little long. It seems like this has been split into like 2 arcs throughout this 12 issues, and the second arc's not nearly as interesting as the first arc. I haven't really felt that he's conquesting anything. Still getting it because they make Bane such a badass, and the story's good, and there's a compelling villain and whatnot. But I'm starting to get. It's almost time for it to end. So I get we're at issue 9. We got 4 to go. So, but I look forward to it, but I'm not excited for it.
Alex, what do you think? You're in this thing too.
I'm still getting it, and I'll get it to the end. But in all honesty, I'm not caught up on it. Just for the fact that I'd rather just wait for it to all come out so I can read it. At least read the last 5 issues.
Probably reads better that way anyways.
Is that what it feels like? It's a thing that altogether might be great, but issue per issue, you're not getting enough for it to be like, oh, this is good.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I've chosen not to get caught up because it just gives you little snippets. Just read the whole damn thing.
And there's things like that too. There's things like that. It doesn't read great in issues, but when you get the whole thing together, it's great. So it's not really knocking the book. It's just that maybe sometimes the creators don't write for the issue, they write for the trade, and then, us dummies here come month to month, and we're like, hey, this isn't really giving me enough. But if you get in trade, you might not even notice. So there you go. Batman number 40. That's a big 40. That's Tom King, Joel Jones, Super Friends, Part 4. Since the beginning, the friendship between Batman and Wonder Woman has stood at the heart of the DC universe. Now that friendship is coming apart. And as it does, the universe itself begins to crumble. This is the conclusion of Batman's team-up with Wonder Woman. That story was previously slated to run in Batman 39. So here we go. It's going to be the final story of Super Friends. Joel Jones.
Oh, this is the second to last one.
Oh, this
Wonder Woman part runs 2 parts. So
I thought we already had Wonder Woman.
Yeah, we already had one part.
Oh, I haven't read 39 yet. You're right.
Alex, what do you think? Joel Jones on Batman. It's a big 40. Tom King, Wonder Woman, Batman. What do you think?
Sold. Already excited for it. I'm not caught up on it, but I'm excited for it. I'm excited that I will be caught up probably for Thursday night.
Saturday.
Well, whatever. Whatever night we're hanging out.
I'm excited too. It's been good so far. Garrett, you're one behind, you said?
Yep, I haven't read part 1 of the Wonder Woman. I don't think I even read that origin issue yet, so I have a couple to catch up on too, so I'm excited like Alex to be caught up on Batman after this week.
Joel Jones, one of the greatest artists working today. She has great artwork, I hope. And it kind of looks like it, because we had that Talia run that she was doing. I kind of hope that she's staying on this rotation of people doing Tom King's Batman. So Batman White Knight number 5. This is Sean Murphy writing and doing the art. Man of two trades. Alex, what do you think? Oh, excuse me, I remember it's Alex already. Garrett, what do you think? Batman White Knight. How's it going so far? We're 5 in.
I think it's finally starting to hit its stride. Like, I'm really looking forward to this book every time it comes out. You're getting used to this universe that's obviously a little bit different than the normal Batman universes. Yeah, I think things are still accelerating. I feel like at some point there's going to be something that happens that's going to blow your freaking mind. So I really enjoyed it. Obviously the art sells this book for me. Sean Murphy is incredible.
This book is way more political than I was expecting. Like, it's nice to see the Joker, in all honesty, still a bad guy, but he's the politician bad guy. And so I've really enjoyed this. I really do hope that they release the mature issues, because I would love to get those either in a book, or if they actually would release them in separate issues, I would gladly get those too. This book is so good.
What Alex is referring to, for anybody that doesn't know, Sean Murphy said on Twitter, hey, would anybody buy it if we release these uncensored? Because he did make them that way. And then DC went back and was like, oh, no, you can't show nudity, you can't swear. So they covered it up. But he says they're there. That's how he made them. So he was wondering if anybody would buy them. So, like, it's not, like, even close to being a possibility. He's just saying, I have it. And it just is going to depend on how great this does for them to want to release, like, a director's cut of it. So we'll see. I mean, it just depends. Like I said, if this is selling great, I'm not sure. I haven't looked at numbers. But if this is selling great, you're very well going to get a director's cut. So we'll see. But then again, I don't know if they're going to allow Batman to be shown in that light. They might. Who knows?
Well, it's probably not anything to do with Batman. Besides the swearing, but like the sex scenes are probably with Joker.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying any kind of like Batman book, they would have to throw a mature. Is it really a mature rating? I don't think so. So they would have to
no.
They would have
teen.
They would basically have to change who this book is marketed towards. And then if you let's say as a teen you got this book and then you go get that trade and then it's uncensored, I think there's just a lot of things have to happen for that actually to become a possibility. So
yeah.
Black Lightning, Cold Dead Hands number 4. This is Tony Isabella, Clayton Hendry. Hey, is Tony Isabella writing for the show?
He might be. I know that he's an executive producer, obviously, because he created Black Lightning with Trevor Von Eden. But
I think he might be writing too. I'm not sure, but I have seen his name on there. I know like you say, he's producing. Before you get into how this book is, Garrett, I just wanted to say, because we haven't talked about it on the show, I think for a while I was the only one watching it. Maybe that might be why. And Garrett, you're catching up now. Black Lightning, I've said to multiple people, the best pilot of any CW show so far. That first episode was great. And I actually do think... So the thing that the CW shows get bogged down with sometimes is the kind of drama part of it. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes the drama feels like it's just made up for having drama's sake. Like they go, oh, we need something to have drama about. So they make something up. And they make it like trivial. It's very trivial. Where in this show, the drama is very like real and it feels like it's organic and it actually is happening from their situations. And so I never feel like, oh, here we go. Here's something to have drama about. I'm always like, oh yeah, these guys are really going through this. And then to have Black Lightning, like he's there to help them out of it. And so I feel like it's a show with way more weight than the other ones. And so I enjoy that part of it. But Garrett,
it's incredible. I really enjoyed the pilot. I haven't watched 2 or 3 yet, and I'm pretty sure the newest episode came out tonight, but the last night.
Main actor is really great too. I like him a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a lot of surprise casting. There's like one actress from Disney Channel that she must be growing up going to Baby CW. So,
well, how's Cold Dead Hands?
Cold Dead Hands has been good. It's kind of like a retelling of like year 1, maybe year 2 of Black Lightning. Because I just read Black Lightning Year 1, and this seems like pretty much a sequel to it. But yeah, I love it. I think it, after seeing the show now, I'm definitely excited for the next issue because I'm all caught up on this, and I've been reading a lot of the history of Black Lightning and like old comics and things like that. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to number 4. Everyone should go. I think it's on Hoopla. You can read Black Lightning Year 1.
Yeah, it's on.
Yeah, it gives you a nice little origin story of who Black Lightning is and his feud with Tobias Whale. So
Deathstroke number 28. This is Christopher Priest and Trevor Scott. This is Chinatown Part 1. This is a new arc after the aftermath of the shocking events of the year's Deathstroke annual. Slade finds himself at the crossroads at his ad hoc Dark Titans team dissolves. And even Wintergreen finally abandons him. Whoa, I haven't read the annual yet. Why am I reading spoilers? It's good so far, though. But all the way up to the annual, I've been enjoying it. And I know you guys... yes, Alex, go ahead. I'm ready.
Question for you. Has it always been $3.99? How long has it been monthly?
I think it's always been monthly. No, it might have been...
I always thought...
It might have been 2 times a month. I know it went monthly, like Green Arrow went monthly, right, Garrett?
Yeah, now it is.
Yeah, I think it might have been at the same time. But no, I think it actually was monthly all the time. No, it might have been. I'm not sure. I never paid attention with this book. So,
doesn't matter. I just thought I'd ask.
Exit Stage Left, the Snagglepuss Chronicles #2. This is Mark Russell, excuse me, and Mike Finha, Mark Morales. I can't really say much about this. I haven't read the first issue, but I heard it was good, and so I'm going to get the second issue. It looks really good. 2 of 6. I know you guys aren't picking it up, right?
Nope.
No.
You like Snagglepuss?
I feel I can speak for Garrett one, even if he did know who he was. We already have too many books that we don't have room for it.
Well, speaking of a book you do, yeah, Green Arrow number 37, this is Ben Percy. Juan Ferreira, The Rise of Red Arrow. Garrett, how's this Green Arrow? It's ramping up. Ben Percy is going to be leaving the book. Juan Ferreira also with Otto Schmidt. So how are we ramping this up? Is it good?
Oh, one of the best Rebirth series. I love it so much. And the fact that pieces of poop are coming over to take this book over, it pisses me off because this is such a great team on this book. And I know you can only be on, all good things must come to an end, but I wish they weren't leaving the book. But the story has been incredible, and it seems like they're going to end with Emiko getting her rise as a hero, kind of getting her foundation set up and whatnot. So very excited to see the last ride of the Green Arrow team that I'll be staying on for right now. So
if you go and listen to our show last week, we speculated because they're doing some reshuffling over at DC. Ben Percy did say he's going to be on a different book, but they haven't announced it yet. So I'm curious, since they haven't announced it, what he's going to be on. It's going to be very curious to see where he ends up. Now that he's not doing Green Arrow. Obviously, it sounds like he left Green Arrow on his own accord to do that other book. So
right.
We'll see what was.
I hope he takes Ferreira and Otto Schmidt with him wherever he does. So.
Hopefully, it seems like they work well together. I mean, don't you remember at the beginning of this Green Arrow run? There was also other artists, but he eventually came to just be with these two, and like these are his artists now. So I think maybe they develop a relationship, and hopefully he brings that with him wherever he goes.
Yeah.
Injustice 2, number 19. This is Tom Taylor. Daniel Sampras. Plastic Man reaches into the Phantom Zone in search of the Teen Titans. Trapped there by Superman, a happy reunion seems to be in the cards, but Plas brings back a stowaway, and catastrophe follows. An enraged Batman prepares to unleash the secret weapon. Garrett, how's this Injustice going?
I love this series. I get surprised every single issue, and I keep telling Alex and Marvin little spoilers because I just want to make sure I'm not going crazy here when I explain things to them. But I just read issue 17. And it blew my mind, like the things that happened in it. So I can't wait to read 18 and then catch up on 19. The one thing that I'll give Injustice over, like, say, Dark Knight's Metal is, they're leading up to Plastic Man getting out of his egg. Like, I get full-fledged Plastic Man in this comic, so it's like I haven't really needed that. Like, that's not rising expectations for me, because I already get Plastic Man, like, twice a month every month that this book comes out, so... it's just fun. You get to use the whole DC universe in a completely different sandbox, and there's no rules. People are definitely able to be killed, murdered, and not come back. So
what's the secret weapon that Batman has?
I won't spoil that.
I'm just kidding. Justice League number 38. This is Christopher Priest, Marco Santucci. Justice League Part 5. Justice Lost Part 5. Excuse me. Christopher Priest only doing a 10-issue run, so we're 5 issues into it. This is halfway through it. Alex, how's it going? How's it doing so far?
Excuse me. It's pretty good. I'm glad that I jumped on this when I did. Knowing that he's only going to be on for 10 issues makes it where, good. Once it's done, Alex can be done. I've enjoyed this book so far. It's been really good. The different take on the Justice League, like we've talked about in the past. It's not just about the Trinity, Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman. Everybody's got a fair shake in this book. So I'm happy to be getting this book.
I'm kind of disappointed in the fact that Pete Woods isn't doing the art in this issue, but it's okay. He needs time, probably.
By the way, also, if you've been behind on Mr. Miracle, you've been hearing how great it is, but you haven't caught up. Second printings of number 1, 2, 3, and 4 come out tomorrow, so you can catch up. You only have there's 6 out right now. Yeah, so get those 4, and then you got 2 left. I'm sure they're coming out in the upcoming weeks before it starts back up again. So, Mother Panic, Batman Special number 1. This is Jody Houser and Ty Templeton. Frank Whiteley cover. You got Batman there dressed up as a priest. Milk Wars Part 2. Mother Panic has discovered a Gotham City transformed. What happened to her family and friends? Who moved into Gather House, the religious school that scarred Mother Panic as a young girl? It's Father Bruce, the orphan millionaire who decided to give back to society by filling the deep demands for sidekicks. So many robins in the need of a nest. Also, backup story, Part 2 of the Eternity Girl backup story. I know you two, for the first Doom Patrol one, weren't really 100% on board, but you're still getting this, right, Garrett?
Yes, absolutely. Mother Panic is one of my favorite characters that came out of Young Animal, and her getting to interact with the Batman universe is very exciting. And I think Jody Houser can actually get me into this series where I couldn't get it in the first issue. So I think it won't be so scientifically conceptualized like Confusion. It'll be more like I'll get something, like I'll be able to read this book without like scratching my head being like, okay. So I'm very excited for this issue more so than I was the last one.
What do you think, Alex? Do you concur?
The weird thing is I don't know if this series is really going to pull me in. The only thing that keeps pulling me back is those covers. I'm sensing I'm actually going to hate every issue no matter what, but that I'm going to keep getting this book, 1, to be a part of the conversation on the show, and 2, because the covers are so remarkable.
And I predict that I like the first one towards the end, so I think what Garrett's saying is more true. This is going to be more conventional, less weird. Maybe. It might be weird still. But it
could be.
It is still Jody Houser. Mother Panic was a little bit weird, but it was more still more grounded than Doom Patrol is. So we'll see how it.
Whereas this one, if it doesn't work, like I'm not getting Part 3, but you guys still might. But I'm going to give up if this doesn't get me into it, because this is the only one I've been looking forward to the most. And so I'm not going to do Part 3 if I'm not going to enjoy this. So I'm not going to spend $5 on shit that I don't like.
Whoa, calm down.
I bet you will.
No, I'm not. I already looked at the future ones, and if I don't like this one, I'm done.
Well, what about Garrett? What about Nightwing number 38 from Sam Humphries and Bernard Chang? You looking forward to that? That's one half of your Batman Beyond team and the other half of Green Lanterns. Both books you loved.
Yeah, I've been loving this arc with Sam Humphries and Bernard Chang on art. It's been so good. I mean, we've had a lot of humor, some more insight on Dick Grayson as a character instead of whatever Tim Seeley was trying to do with his run, basically create the Bloodhaven Justice League that nobody cared about. So this arc has been a really great refresher, and by the end of each issue, I'm like, holy crap, what's going to happen next? And I love how the last page always ends on a cliffhanger, and it's cool like how it's set up, like split screen, and I'm just always like, oh shit, that's awesome. I can't wait to see what happens next issue. So very much looking forward to Nightwing 38.
I don't remember reading 37. Maybe I didn't read it yet. I'm pretty sure we talked about it, but I don't remember what I read.
Yeah, we read it. We talked about it on the show. That
variant cover, but as I think we talked about it, I just remember what I read. All I remember not liking is that the cover was great, but the inside wasn't as good.
Yeah, that was...
I tell you what, this whole show of our forecast, most of it's just me drooling over covers. That variant cover is awesome, with the knife going through the Nightwing Jack card.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Gosh, I'm excited.
Speaking of coverage, Alex, Superman number 40. This is it's getting close, 60 away from 100. This is James Robinson, Doug Mahnke, Jaime Mendoza, Suicide Planet Part 1. What about that cover? What do you think, Alex?
Which one am I looking at? Because I tell you what, that first one, the original.
The first one, the
awesome.
original. Yep, by Victor.
With those planets blown up, love it. Hope it's Krypton.
It sounds like from the story we're going to get back to and doing the short arcs about Clark and John. So it looks like that's what it's going to be about. So I'm in for that. Garrett, what do you think, Superman?
Well, I'm going to be getting it no matter what, but I don't trust James Robinson anymore to deliver me a great book. So
Oh yeah, that's the thing. James Robinson.
Not excited for that.
Oh whoa! Where did the other team go? They done already?
They might. I don't know.
Be back on. I think this is just a 2-part, probably.
A filler thing.
Yeah. So it could be good. I love the cover artist is Victor Bogdan, however you say his name. He did some Action Comics art, and then Doug Mahnke is pretty good.
Victor also did the art for New Superman.
Yep, all New Superman. That's right. So it could be good, but I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be great. So it already goes to my C list automatically. If it surprises me, that's great. And James Robinson, you're really ruining a lot of books for me. So
Swamp Thing, Winter Special number 1. This is Tom King and Kelly Jones. Kelly Jones and Jason Fabak. This is a tribute to Bernie and Len. Roots of the SwampThing.com. Going to be on the show. I'm going to talk about this book here. This is a winter special. It's $7.99, but this thing is one big one shot. It's going to be a lot of Swamp Thing, and that's what we would like to see. Remember, we've been saying for weeks, where's this Swamp Thing? Well, guess what? We get winter special number 1, which I think we're all in agreement we're looking forward to.
Yes.
And then another Swamp Thing, Young Monsters in Love Part 1. This is Paul Dini, James Robinson, Jeff Lemire, Steve Orlando, Mark Russell, Kyle Higgins, Phil Hester, and Eliza Whitney with Gilliam March and Fraser Irving on art. Also Kelly Jones. This is the Valentine's Day special. DC likes these specials. So, and right in the cover, here we go. Speaking of covers, Alex, Swamp Thing and the Bride of Frankenstein smooching, and Frankenstein walks in like, what the hell's going on in here? So we get 2 Swamp Things this week, and we've been saying rootsofswampthing.com. We've been putting that ad out there and be like, where's this Swamp Thing at? Now we got 2 things in one. I'm for one, I'm excited. Alex, what do you think about the winter special and this Young Monsters in Love?
Winter special, I am super excited to read. I personally haven't read enough Swamp Thing stuff, so I'm bring it on. And I tell you what, that Young Monsters in Love, kind of thinking I might want to get it.
It's got a good team, at least. I was going to say, some good writers.
So I'm on the edge. Maybe I'll get it. I mean, it's got Swampy in it, so I'm kind of excited. But
I'm going to look. Yeah. I don't know. So, I'm starting to get annoyed that every holiday special is going to be $10 now. Like, that's
embrace the holidays, Garrett.
But Valentine's Day is a fake holiday.
$10 is not enough for your love.
It's not a fake holiday, but it's a holiday that no one really celebrates for. No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It was created by retail stores. That's not a real thing.
Well, you've watched Hocus Pocus too much, I think. It wasn't made by the candy companies.
They retail store. It is.
IDW Publishing. This is TMNT Universe number 19.
This is Ian Flynn, Dave Watcher, covered by Freddie Williams. Service Animal, Part 1 of 2. Raphael and, how do you say that? Alopex?
Yep.
Go undercover at Knoll Industries. They find more than they bargained for, including very angry mutants. How's DC, and TMNT Universe going?
I think it's been good. I don't know if I'm actually caught up on it or not. It's one of those books that even if I was caught up, I wouldn't remember what I read. It's every couple issues another arc. So I think this is the start of the new arc, which is kind of exciting.
Well, that last issue was the guy from, what's the series? 4 Kids Walk Into a Bank.
Oh, yeah, where the turtles were stuck in. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that was a good issue.
I haven't read it yet, but I'm excited.
That was a good issue. This is going to be the start of a new arc, which will be exciting. It's been a long time since we've seen Raph and Alopex get together.
Image Comics, this is Coyotes number 4, Sean Lewis, Caitlin Yarsky. The first and art the first arc ends with Red deep in Atlan territory and the werewolf Chef on the loose, wanting revenge on the men who chained him. Ancient enemies become allies in this exciting issue. Coyotes, the new series of the year is what I heard from these two. Is that correct, Garrett?
Yeah, it's been awesome. The entire series, I'm glad it's just first arc because it was going to originally be just a 4-issue mini. So I just love this story. I think it's awesome. So I think the art's great. I love the main character, Red. Like, she's a badass. I think it's just cool seeing that part of like the country, like, or those areas, and kind of adding some like myth lore to it. So it's fun.
Alex, what do you think?
You know what? I agree with Garrett. I'm hopeful that this first arc ends strong and that we do get a nice little cliffhanger to keep us wanting that second arc to come out. To be fair, I am biased. I do love a miniseries because then I know it's going to end. But if this book can live up to the hype that Garrett and I have now, I'm fine with it being a continuous story.
I Hate Fairyland number 16. This is Scotty Young and Scotty Young. Hell of a trip. The fourth arc ends of I Hate Fairyland. Alex, you still getting this book?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
How's it going? I Hate Fairyland.
Well, it's been on a hiatus. Last we knew, Gert died. Spoilers. And now we're going to pick it up from there. I think she's in hell, so we'll see what fairy tale hell is like for her and who she can kill down there. I assume, at least, she's going to be killing everybody down in hell.
Garrett, I did ask you this question before the show started. Guess what? Did not hear your answer because I was not paying attention. Do you get Kingsman Red Diamond still?
No.
Oh, okay. Paper Girls number 20. You've
been off it for about what? The last three issues?
Last three.
Okay.
Yep.
Paper Girls number 20. This is Brian K. Vaughan, Cliff Chang, and another action-packed season finale. The Paper Girls have one shot to escape the year 2000, but if any of them survive, where and when will they end up? Paper Girls. What do you think, Garrett? Paper Girls. We got Tommy Zord on the cover there. How's this book going?
Like, typically in a normal situation, I'd be like, "Oh, I'm super excited for this." Well, oh, I can't wait for this to come out and like read it. But every time I say that, I always get burned by the end. So I think I'm getting fatigued of like getting lots of questions but no answers. So I'm looking forward to hopefully getting some answers in this book, but I think I need to reread this from the beginning because every time I read it, it's like I feel like I'm on to something, and then the rug gets pulled out from under me, and I'm just like, that happens every single issue. So, the art's amazing. Cliff Chang's art, incredible. But the story, the circles in the story, and like I just can't, I don't know. It's just getting kind of it's way confusing, and it feels like I haven't gotten one straight answer once since the series began. So definitely going to get it, but I'm getting kind of sick of being burnt.
The thing for me is that when you read Saga, characters die and they stay dead, where in Paper Girls, no one really dies. Like there's no end to anything. It just kind of moved from place to place. And it's just, I agree with Garrett, it's getting to be kind of
a chore.
I don't know. Yeah. Like, I haven't read 19 because I just go, nothing's going to happen that's really going to surprise me. That if this is the season finale, I'm hoping that 20 leaves my mouth on the floor and I'm going, holy shit, what did I just read? Because it was so good. I'm sensing it's going to leave me going, holy shit, what did I read? And I'm going to forget about it because it wasn't anything important to me. So I'm just hopeful that this book does start finding a guiding light so that the reader can follow it better. And maybe it does read better as a whole, but for the three of us reading it issue to issue, it is tough to follow.
I do feel this is one of those books I was talking about earlier that I'm guessing probably in trade, it reads fine. But yeah, you're right. Issue to issue, especially with there's been some breaks and delays, and can't really remember what's going on. So we'll see though. Twisted Romance 1. It comes out this week. That's 1 of 4. It's a weekly event, 4 issues. But also Versus number 1 from Ivan Brandon Isak Rubik. War has become a spectator sport, privately funded. Armies of superstar soldiers march into battle for fame, profit, and the glory of their sponsored nations. When a new generation of soldier arrives, top gladiator Sada Flynn is about to discover how fleeting the limelight can be. Really looking forward to this book. I haven't seen Isak Rubik on a book since the first arc of Seventh Attorney, I believe.
He did he did parts of Legacy, but he hasn't done a whole book himself.
Legacy.
The Legacy one shot for Marvel.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that thing. Yeah, that's right. Speaking of which, what happened to those Avengers? Alex, what do you think? Versus is a book that was on my top 5 looking forward to in 2018. What do you think about that concept of Isak Rubik coming back in art?
I'm excited. I'm excited to get this book, but this is one of those things you're reading the solicit to me, and I followed bits and pieces of it. But I mean, I'm just excited to get Rubik's art. I think I've been missing out on that. He's one of those artists that every book he's on, he does an amazing job on, and I did love his Thor: God of Thunder.
Well, I mean, you got to think of it. Just think of it like gladiators fighting, or like people are getting sponsored and paid to fight each other. Like that's
Sounds like
the
Suicide
concept.
is almost.
It's
for
like
me.
UFC, but it's war, like soldier versus
Right.
soldier in war. So it's like, hey, but it's like real life Call of Duty. That's what it is. Real life Call of Duty, and they have sponsors. And who's gonna win, Pepsi or Coke? Let's see. Walking Dead 176. This is Robert Kirkman and Charlie Allred. Hey, there's some other people on here, right? Stefano Giano and Cliff Radburn. Really? I don't know. Oh, yeah, there is. New World Order Part 2, an audience with a different kind of governor. I never read the last one, but I heard it was good. Is that correct, Alex? I mean, Garrett?
I haven't read it either.
Ooh.
Like it's the next one on my saga. I can see it right here, but
It was a thing
Yeah.
that I'm like scared to try it to like, because I know either I'm going to be really into it or really disappointed, one of the two. But I did hear from some people that it was good. So hopefully I agree, and I'm still on this thing, because like we were talking about before, the way they set it up as like everything changes with this, the biggest event ever. You're never going to believe what happens in this. Like, I think maybe, and I'm not sure, maybe that's what people reading Walking Dead are looking for, like something big every time, but I'm tired of every event or every new arc set up the same way, being like, this is going to be the biggest thing ever. Is going to change how this comic is.
right, why can't I just continue the story instead of promoting it like an event? And I still am not cool with the fact they raised the comic price by $1 for no freaking reason.
Oh yeah, they never said anything.
Yeah. But they might say it in the letters column at the end of the first issue, but if they don't, I'm going to send a letter and be like, hey, like, I get everyone needs to make their cut and whatnot, but at least give the readers a chance to know that you're doing that.
Yeah. And what was sad is that the last $2.99 issue was more pages than the first $3.99 issue, so that's
Right.
kind of sad. Witchblade number 3. This is Caitlin Kettridge, Roberta Ingranata, Life After Part 3. Alex, Garrett, how's Witchblade been?
It's been great. I've only read the first issue, sorry. So I haven't read issue 2 yet. That one's a couple issues behind on my stack, but the first issue was so good. The art style, I've looked at the previews for 2 and I've looked at the preview art for 3. The art itself makes this book a 9 out of 10. I mean, it'd take a lot for the story to be worse, because that first issue, like, I knew everything about the main character I needed to, her struggles, like how the Witchblade's going to like basically affect her. So very excited for issue 2 and 3. I mean, I'm starting to get my stuff in gear, if you see in Wednesday Comics catching up with Garrett, but definitely looking forward to reading both of those issues.
Marvel Comics, the House of Ideas, Amazing Spider-Man number 795. This is Dan Slott and Mike Hawthorne. Alex, Threat Level Red Part 2. How's Amazing Spider-Man been?
Who knows? I haven't caught up on it. It just came out last week, actually, and every time I get this want to read books, I maybe read 2 or 3 at the most. So this hasn't gotten on my stack yet to read. But I'm still a little pissed at Amazing Spider-Man for doing that dumb crossover with Venom. So we'll see. I may not even choose to get this one.
Black Panther: The Sound and the Fury, #1. This is Ralph Macchio and Andrea DeVito. Panther versus Claw. This looks like it's going to be... so we have 3 Black Panther books right now. We have the main book. We have Rise of the Black Panther, which is the origin story. And then we have this, which seems like it's a side story that is written and illustrated by the industry legend Ralph Macchio and Andrea DeVito. This is like kind of... It sounds like it's an issue. It's Panther versus Claw. Claw's in the movie, so I'm assuming they're putting this out rather than interrupt the main Black Panther book, which I actually think, hey, if you're going to do anything, do this. That's great. Do a mini book that is more tied in with the movie so people get that rather than interrupt the actual Black Panther book. So I don't read Black Panther, so they might be also interrupting that book, but I'm assuming since Claw's in this, Claw's not going to be in the main story. Otherwise, they're kind of double dipping there. Daredevil #598, close to that 600 issue. This is Charles Soule, Ron Garney. I'll believe it when I see it if Ron Garney's on this book. Dan Mora on cover. Mayor Fisk Part 4. The Muse is out of the jail cell, and he's coming after Mayor Fisk and Daredevil. But Garrett, are you looking forward to it?
Now that I see that Ron Garney's doing the art, and that cover by Dan Mora is pretty badass. Because the artist on the last issue was Landini, who did those courtroom ones that we didn't like. So I'm very excited for this issue. Wasn't a big fan of the last issue. Yeah, just looking at the preview art here too. It's going to be a good book, I think. I think it's going to be definitely worth checking out.
So is Garney actually going to be on it then?
Yep, I'm looking at his art right now.
I say if Garney's on this book, then yes, it's going to be awesome. And I agree with you, Garrett. That Dan Mora cover, top notch.
Yeah.
Muse is honestly one of the scariest villains out there in any industry. I'm terrifying. So I'm excited to have him back in this book.
Oh, yeah, it is Ron Garney. Well, good, Ron Garney. There we go. Wrap up the 600. Let's keep it going. Hawkeye #15. This is Kelly Thompson, Leonardo Romero. Family Reunion Part 3. Alex, 2 Hawkeyes deserve 2 supervillains. What do you think? Is the book doing good?
I'm so excited for this after I read the last issue where Clint brings in, who does he bring over? Oh, he brings Madame Mask. And switches out Kate, and Kate goes, all they're going to do is team up. No, they're not going to do that. Boom. Teamed up. Of course. 2 Hawkeyes, 2 villains. I'm sad to think that this is second to the last issue, though.
Yeah, it's getting close to the end, so this will be it. Family reunion, and then we're done. It's very sad, too. I mean, it's one of their best books, and it's coming to an end, so. Well, hopefully Kelly Thompson lands somewhere else where she's going to continue doing good work. Jessica Jones, maybe?
That'd be sweet. If she was on that, heartbeat. She wrote her in this series, so why not?
That's what I mean. She's got some practice, so hopefully she comes over there. Infinity Countdown, Adam Warlock #1. This is Jerry Dugan and Mike Allred. This is Adam Warlock is back, reborn from the realm of the dead. Adam has come seeking the Soul Stone and the truth after what it did to him. 2 things. Very interesting. That's a good team. Adam Cooter on the cover. I haven't seen them do anything really with their cosmic in a while, so that's pretty cool. I mean, they have, but it's cool they're doing kind of like an event around it. But also, Soul Stone. Come on, Marvel. I'm tired. I know the Soul Gems got destroyed, but I don't like that. I don't like that term. I know they're trying to be like the movies, but Rise of the Black Panther #2. This is Coates, Evan, and Paul Renaud on the art there. Secret Origin of Black Panther Part 2. That movie's coming up next week. You want to get caught up and know the origin of Black Panther. That's basically what it is, retelling. Go ahead and pick up this book, 2 of 6. It's been good so far. Rogue and Gambit #2. Speaking of Kelly Thompson, here she is. also with Petty Perez on the art. Ring of Fire Part 2. Alex, how's Rogue and Gambit been?
You know what? Kelly Thompson nails these characters. It's not... Most of the time when I read Gambit, he's just kind of boring. But she really writes these two characters as long-lost lovers who are afraid to actually be together. And so they end up going on this couples retreat, and they're getting captured. So that's where we left off. I'm excited to get this book. I'm so excited that Kelly Thompson's on this. She really does just embrace the character and writes them the way at least to me, how they should be. This book was funny. Art is amazing. Just keep doing her thing.
I haven't read issue 1 yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
Spirits.
I spoiled some stuff for you then.
I know, I tuned you out, so
Okay.
just like you spoiled what other book you just spoiled for me? The last book we talked
Spirits of Vengeance number 5.
Hawkeye.
Victor Galish and David Baldon. Wars of Dan Moore cover again. There we go. Dan Moore is the cover king. That's what they call him over at Marvel. War at the Gates of Hell Part 5. This is Part 5 of 5, the end of it. And right on that cover, they know what Garrett's buying this book for. Garrett, how's this book been?
It's been awesome. I can tell this is leading right into Doctor Strange Damnation. A lot of these characters are going to be in that book. Fun story. Give me some Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider any day. Get some Blade action. And some other characters that are like, But very excited to see how this conclusion goes. And I know it's going to be leading into huge, like, supernatural things for the Marvel Universe. So, very excited.
X-Men Red number 1. This is Tom Taylor, Madame Assar, and The Hate Machine Part 1, the first sensational arc of an all-new team of X-Men starts here. Jean Grey is back, returned to a world she doesn't recognize. The First Lady of X-Men gathers an unlikely team, Nightcrawler, Namor, Laura Kenny, to face an evil that threatens to tear down Xavier's dream by any means necessary. We, I believe, as a group here, don't get any X-Men books, besides that Rogue and Gambit, I guess.
Old Man Logan.
Man Logan, all new Wolverine.
Main X-Men books, I will say, any X-Men team books anymore.
Right.
This is interesting to anybody to pick up.
Get it?
I'm definitely picking it up. Are you picking it up, Marvin?
I'm looking through it right now, and it's...
Namor's on the team.
That's the thing. Namor and Nightcrawler I do like a lot. And you know what? From what I've read of Tom Taylor, I do enjoy his work. So,
yeah, I'm so in. Like I read the preview, I've read the concept, who this is going to be on the team, and this is like an X-Men book I'm excited about. So I hope this doesn't get weighed down by like crossover or whatever. But I do get.
That is my hesitation, though, is that I don't want to get into this and then it's one good arc and then also we're crossing over with 15 books and then it loses. It's like this story. It says that there's an evil that wants to stop Xavier's dream by any means necessary. I need this story for a while before you decide to cross over with other books. But it seemed like with Blue and with Gold, right away they were like, oh, let's cross over with other stuff. And it's like, how about
that's why I'm choosing not to get this book, is that I know that this X-Men isn't going to last more than maybe 4 issues.
Yeah, right.
Something that happens.
No.
Isn't Blue over? Blue's over, right?
Blue's done.
So
or it's ending.
I don't think it'll end that soon, Alex, but I think the main story thread will be forgotten that soon, possibly.
No, I'm not saying the series will end. I'm saying that within 4 issues, there's going to be some ridiculous tie-in. You know, it's probably going to tie into Jean Grey, Phoenix, Revolution, or Resurrection, or.
I think this takes place after that.
So I have an interest in the X-Men. I love the X-Men, but I'm not willing to put my money down on this book.
It's got Laura Kinney and Honey Badger.
Who's Honey Badger?
Gabby.
She's in this?
Yeah, her new name's Honey Badger.
Is it really?
She's part of this team, yeah. They just gave her name like an issue or 2 ago.
Huh.
But, yeah, I mean, I'm not even going to have to read Jean Grey, Phoenix Resurrection. I just know that old Jean Grey's back. That's all I need to know. Boom. So save your money on that thing and just say, hey, Jean Grey's back. That's all you need to know.
Mech Cadet number 6 down below. This is from Boom Studios. This is Greg Pak, Takeshi Mazawa. Garrett, is this was supposed to be the last issue, or is this the first one of the new issues that are coming
It's
out?
the second one of the new arc.
Oh, it is. How's it going?
I don't know. I didn't get to read issue 5 because they didn't have it where I get comics, so I'm gonna have to look for it online and order that. But if 6 is at the shop I'm going to, then definitely going to pick it up. So
Mech Cadet.
I'll go back and get 5. But the first arc was amazing. So, and after just seeing like Cloverfield and things like that, very excited for this book.
What does that mean?
Because there's monsters.
Oh, okay. That series, if I remember correctly, was your favorite series of last year?
Yep.
So
it was one of them. I don't think it was the top one. I think Injustice was the top one.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Mech Cadet was like 2.
Yeah, it was great, though. I mean, one of the best beginnings of a series I've ever read. So,
Shadow Batman number 5. This is Steve Orlando, Giovanni Tapano. This is the part 2 of the crossover. First part was Batman Shadow. Now we're Shadow Batman. What do you think, Garrett?
It's been awesome. I think that the way that Batman and the Shadow work together is just fun. And, it's kind of funny in like all of the Batman crossovers that he does. They always like to hang out in Gotham City instead of anything else in that main character's world, even when they try to flip around like whose crossover it belongs to. So, and this book is it's a lot more about Damian than you would think. So I'm surprised he's not on the cover. He's on some of them, but this is more like a Damian the Shadow crossover more so than Batman, but Batman's more recognizable, obviously. So I can't believe we're at the second to last issue already because issue 4 was crazy. So
those are the comics coming out for February 7th, 2018. This is the first Wednesday in February. We're already 2 months into this 2018. On this Wednesday, Alex, what's going to be your book you're looking forward to the most?
I think it's going to be I Hate Fairyland number 16. I'm looking through these books right now. It's like that's the only one that I've really been missing. So I can't wait to read it.
Scotty Young's I Hate Fairyland. Been a fun story, according to Alex, according to a lot of people I hear out there. So I do know a couple covers ago made me laugh. So who's that green guy?
Oh, shit. Larry.
Larry looks hilarious. So I'm almost into reading that book because of Larry. So we'll see.
Isn't the cover where he's going to school?
Yeah, that made me laugh so much just by looking at the cover. So if the cover can do that to me, I'm not. The inside must be great too. So Garrett, what do you think? What are you looking forward to the most?
I think I'm looking forward to Versus with Ivan whatever and Assad Rivik on art. Like I think that's going to be. I don't think that book's going to come out on a regular schedule. I mean, there's no way that book can come out monthly.
No way.
But if it does, that'll be awesome because that first issue is going to be a masterpiece. But so I'm just going to take that in for what it is, and I'm super excited.
And I'm looking forward to Swamp Thing Winter Special number 1. It's going to be. Sounds like. And what's this mean in this new square bound one shot? Does that just mean like prestige format?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so it's going to have a nice cover. It's going to be a nice great issue. It's going to be a lot of Swamp Thing content. It's a winter special, so it takes place during. There's a lot of possibilities here. And if you actually, I guess this show started after Swamp Thing didn't have a series anymore, so I guess we never heard on the show. The New 52 run, I love Swamp Thing. That Scott Snyder did that run, and then for a while Charles Soule did that run. That's where I fell in love with Charles Soule and Scott. Actually, no, Scott more from American Vampire. So I'm excited to get Swamp Thing content. We got that. We got Young Monsters in Love. So we're really looking forward to it, especially Fabak. Where's this guy been? Fabak. I guess he's been doing this. Speaking of which, Alex, now I know you went to school for 16 years. You told me to be a weatherman, not a meteorologist. You said we're just a weatherman. 16 years. You said you took them. You had classes 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 16 years.
The weather, I don't sleep.
You didn't sleep, you didn't eat, and somehow you came out stronger on the outside. This weather outside is crazy. One day it's snowing, one day it's okay. I hear this weekend might be okay temperatures. What's going on out here?
You know what? The weather is much like a love life. Just kind of fucked up sometimes. Sometimes it snows. Sometimes it rains. Sometimes it's hotter than hell.
Alex, I heard one time I went to Tibet. I was up in the hills in Tibet. It was very cold. I was bundled up. I thought I was going to die. I couldn't really see anything. Then this old man comes up. You know what he tells me? He goes, "Hey, come close." And I was like, "What?" And the only man in miles. I look around, nobody else. He says, "Come close." And he whispers in my ear. He says, "You know what they say, right?" And I go, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Cold today, hot tamale," right? So is that how the weather goes? Cold today, hot tamale?
You know, that's what it's actually a weatherman term.
Yeah.
That we say on the news.
It can't be cold 2 days in a row. It's cold and then hot. No. Okay.
Hot tamale.
Garrett, do you have any wisdom on the roads?
I think that there's a lot of great books tomorrow. You should definitely get up a little bit earlier than normal, get to that shop on time, because if you don't get there, those books are going to be gone. And there's a lot of good ones, so you need to get your game on for tomorrow.
A lot of number ones tomorrow, so unless you were ahead of the game and asked your shop to hold them for you, you got to get there quick and get those number ones. They go quick. Right? Yeah, Garrett?
Sure.
I'm going off of your thing. That's what you said.
They do go quick. You're right. I was agreeing with you.
Like I said, I got a rhodologist here. I got a weatherman. This man spent 16 years of his life dedicated to the cause. Garrett spent 2 days in a shop learning about granite.
Oh my god, you only learned about rocks. Not actually driving stuff.
Let me tell you something also. One time I was in the hills of Detroit. I'm in the hills of Detroit,
hills of Detroit.
The idle city, capital of the world. I'm in this city, and old man, I look around, nobody. Can't see anything. It's raining so hard. Old man's there. He kills. Come closer. I say, "What's this guy doing here?" Come close, and he says, "You know what they say, right?" I say, "What?" And he says, "Take the road less traveled." And I said, "All right, buddy." And then he left. So I'm assuming that's your advice for any kind of road. Take the road less traveled. Just like this bit is going nowhere. That joke means nothing either.
Marvin, we know you wouldn't talk to a complete stranger.
Yeah, that's the bullshit part of the story. That if he would have said "come here," I would have ignored him and walked past him. So.
Dumb question: Was this old man the same old man that you met in Tibet?
Yeah, no, that's Tibet Tom, and this is Detroit Dan. So it's a different.
Oh,
people, so, okay. My name.
Okay, good. I'm glad there are two different guys.
Have a good Wednesday. My name is Marvin.
Hey everyone, have a good Wednesday as well. I'm Alex.
I'm pretty sure the guy you met was Robert Frost. I'm Garrett.
Hey everyone, stay warm or stay cool, whatever you want, and keep reading those books.